Om. Today we enter one of the most symbolic chapters of Sundara Kaanda. Chapter 8 gives a detailed description of the Pushpaka Vimana, the celestial aerial chariot. Hanuman carefully observes its extraordinary beauty and craftsmanship while continuing his search for Sita. Many people think that this chapter is only an architectural description, but our great acharyas teach that nothing in Valmiki Ramayana is written without spiritual purpose. Every jewel, every pillar, every decoration, every room contains a spiritual lesson. Many devotees ask, if Hanuman searching for Sita, why spend an entire chapter describing a flying palace? Because Valmiki wants us to understand the greatest truth. Before finding Bhagavan, we must understand the nature of the world. Unless we know the difference between temporary beauty and eternal beauty, we will remain attached. Spiritually, Pushpaka Vimana represents the human body and mind. Just as Pushpaka is beautifully decorated, our body is wonderfully created. Eyes, ears, heart, brain, everything is a miracle. But one day the body also disappears. Therefore, Bhagavan asks, will you worship the body or one who created it? Hanuman admires the beauty. Notice he never criticizes beauty. Hindu Dharma never rejects beauty. Beauty reminds us of Bhagavan. The sunrise, the Himalayas, a flower, a child, a temple, all beauty reflects Paramatma's intelligence. The problem becomes only when beauty creates attachment. Ravana possessed Pushpaka, but Pushpaka never gave him peace because peace never comes from possession. Peace comes from surrender. Many people today own everything, yet cannot sleep peacefully. Hanuman owns nothing, yet sleeps peacefully. The difference is contentment. Our mind is like Pushpaka. It has many rooms. One room contains memories, another room contains dreams, another contains fears, another contains desires, another contains anger, another contains devotion. The question is, which room do we live in? Hanuman walks through every room, searching for only Sita. Likewise, we must search our own hearts for divine love. The Pushpaka Vimana shines brilliantly, but Sita is not there. Without Sita, all beauty loses meaning. Similarly, without devotion, even success becomes empty. Without compassion, knowledge becomes arrogance. Without dharma, power becomes destruction. Imagine entering the most luxurious palace. Most people would forget their purpose. Hanuman never forgets. Why? Because when Rama lives in your heart, the world cannot capture your mind. Saints call this Vairagya, detachment born from love for God. Who is richer, Ravana or Hanuman? Ravana owns Lanka, Hanuman owns Rama's love. Which is greater? A kingdom ends, but Paramatma's grace never ends. Therefore, the richest person is the one whose heart remembers Paramatma. Today's Pushpaka is technology, wealth, luxury, social status, career, education. These are blessings, but never them your identity. Your true identity is Atman, the eternal soul. Hanuman never forgets, I am Ravana's servant. No, I am Rama's servant. Therefore, every place becomes sacred. Even Lanka becomes part of God's mission. Likewise, your office, your home, your classroom, your business all become temples. Your actions are dedicated to God. The jewels decorating Pushpaka remind us of inner jewels: compassion, truthfulness, humility, patience, forgiveness, faith. These are ornaments that never fade. The body grows old, the virtue becomes brighter. Why does Pushpaka fly? Spiritually, it reminds us one thing itself is moving. Nothing remains still. Childhood flies away. Youth flies away. Life itself is a journey. Therefore, before the journey ends, realize Paramatma. The greatest tragedy is having everything yet feeling empty. This is Ravana. So that's why we don't have to become Ravana's obsession. We have to become Rama's lovable servants. Many people today experience the same large houses, luxury, recognition, still anxiety remains because peace is not purchased, peace is realized. Although Hanuman spends time observing Pushpaka, he never forgets Sita. This teaches balance, fulfill worldly duties, appreciate beauty, earn honestly, enjoy God's blessings, but never forget your highest purpose, God realization. Imagine if your own heart became like Pushpaka, filled with jewelries, but with kindness, filled not with pride, but with humility, filled with greed, but devotion. When Rama himself would gladly enter, the world says, if you want more, you will be happier. Hanuman proves otherwise. He wants nothing, yet he possesses courage, peace, strength, everything. This is the most strength and unwavering faith. True wealth is inner contentment. What decorates a person, not expensive cloth, not jewelry, not titles. Saints show a smiling face, a truthful tongue, a compassionate heart, a humble mind, a life dedicated to God. These are ornaments loved by Sri Rama. Attachment use human weakness. Appreciate, do not cling. Wealth is useful, but dharma must guide wealth, otherwise it destroys. Your soul is eternal. Invest more in that soul. Like Hanuman, remember Sita even amidst worldly beauty. The richest person is not the one who owns world. It is the one whose heart belongs to Rama. Dear devotees, this chapter clearly mentions the beautifulness, but it is not our final destination. We may admire its beauty, use its comforts, but never become its servants. Hanuman walked through the magnificent Pushpaka Vimana, yet his mind remained fixed on Sita. That is the idealistic spiritual life. Live in the world, work in the world, serve in the world, but let your heart always fly towards Sri Rama. Then one day, the Lord Bhagavan, the Paramatma, will make your heart his eternal abode. So let us conclude with prayer. O Hanuman, teach us to live amidst the beauty of this world without becoming attached to it. Fill our hearts with devotion, humanity, and contentment. May our lives become worthy of presence of Sri Rama, because chapter 8 clearly mentions the significance of the Paramatma's essence. Now we are entering to chapter 9. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Hari Om. Today we are going to again to the chapter 9 of Sundarakanda. In this chapter, Hanuman enters Ravana's royal palace. He observes its unimaginable wealth, grandeur, and luxury while continuing his search for Mother Sita. Although surrounded by every worldly attraction, Hanuman never forgets his mission. This chapter is not merely about a palace. It teaches us how to live in the world without becoming a slave to the world. Ravana's palace represents the human mind. Internally, it may be occupied by ego, pride, anger, lust, greed, jealousy. A palace is not judged by its walls, it is judged by the one who lives inside it. Likewise, our heart becomes divine only when Rama resides there. Hanuman sees unimaginable wealth. God shines everywhere. Jewels sparkle. Luxury fills every room. Yet one thing is missing peace. Ravana had everything except God. Today, many people have comfortable homes, successful careers, wealth, yet they cannot sleep peacefully. peace comes not from possession, from the presence of wealth. It comes only from the presence of God. So Hanuman enters every room. He observes carefully, but his mind remains untouched. This teaches an important truth. Purity is not determined by where you are. Purity is determined by how you think. A lotus grows in muddy water, it remains spotless. Similarly, a devotee can live in the world without becoming worldly. Both are inside the same palace. Ravana sees the palace as mine. Hanuman sees it as part of Rama's mission. The ego says, this belongs to me, that belongs to me, everything belongs to me. The devotee says, everything belongs to Paramatma. That one change transforms life. Imagine entering the richest palace in the world. Most people would become distracted. Hanuman asks only one question: where is Mother Sita? This is the concentration. Our lives also need one higher purpose. Without purpose, luxury becomes a trap. With purpose, even difficulties become meaningful. Every room in Ravana's palace can symbolize a desire. One room is ambition, another is pleasure, another is pride, another is anger. Human life often becomes a journey from one room of desire to another. Hanuman riches do not become lost in the palace, the divine. Some people believe spiritually means running away from the world. Hanuman proves otherwise. He enters every center of worldly luxury, yet his devotion never decreases. This is the true spirituality. Never escape, not spirituality, but the transformation is very, very important. The palace does not pollute Hanuman. His pure mind transforms everything into Rama's service. It is not the object that blinds us, it is attachment. Money is not bondage. Greed is bondage. Comfort is not bondage. Forgetful of God is the bondage. The world judges actions. Bhagavan judges intentions. Hanuman intention is so pure. Therefore, every step he takes becomes sacred. Before every action, ask yourself, will this please Rama? That single question protects us from many mistakes. We also enter Ravana's place every day. Our workplace, our business, our college, social media, the marketplace. These palaces are full of temptations. Hanuman teaches remain alert, remain humble, remember Rama always. Ravana possessed gold, Hanuman possessed God's name. Which is greater? Gold can be stolen. Bhagavan or Paramatma's name cannot. Gold ends with death. Devotion continues forever. Therefore, the greatest treasure is bhakti. Even the finest palace cannot remove loneliness. Only divine love satisfies the heart. That is why saints who owned almost nothing were joyful, while kings with many remains restless. The soul longs not for luxury, but for union with God. As Hanuman searches every room, we too should search every corner of our heart. Is there hidden pride? Is there anger? Is there jealousy? Is there selfishness? Is there compassion, etc.? Live in with world, but belong to Bhagavan. Do your duties. Do not lose your devotion. Wealth without peace is the poverty. Bhagavan's presence above material success. Purity comes from the mind, not from the surroundings. Keep your heart clean. Never forget your life's highest purpose. Like Hanuman, remain focused. Search your own heart before judging others. The greatest transformation begins within. Bhagavan teaches us the world may surround us, but it need not rule us. Hanuman walked through Ravana's palace, yet his heart remained at the feet of Sri Rama. This is the ideal of every devotee. Work in the world, earn honestly, care your family, serve society, but let your whole weight belongs to Sri Rama. When the heart belongs to Sri Rama, no palace of Ravana can ever enslave it. O Hanuman grants us the purity to live worldly attractions without losing our devotion. Fill our hearts with unwavering remembrance of Sri Rama, so that every action of our life becomes an offering at his lotus feet. Jai Hanuman, Jai Sri Sitaram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai 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 Ram, Jai Jai Ram.